Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. How are you all doing? Can you hear me well? Everything seems to be working on my end, but you guys let me know. One sec. Okay. Thank you, Inca Descent Buff. I'll also turn on the chat so everyone can read it. Okay, cool. So, last time we saw each other was around 2 weeks ago, and we sort of stopped here. Let me load the concept as well. So this is portrait concept. I need full body one. One sec. Hey. My cat might be assisting us today as well. So if I type anything weird in the chat, that's just her saying hello. Ayo, is that a kite or a man or super? Her name Kite Man? Sorry, get the joke. Who's a Kite Man? I think proportion-wise we're doing good. Yeah, more or less. So, let's just get into it. Maybe I'll put a portrait in OBS so you guys can see it. I think I had it. Oh, there you go. Is Viscu a Romanian name? Yes, it is. I am originally from Moldova though, but I believe the roots of the last name are Romanian. Messy, messy, messy. We'll figure it out later. I like to work messy until I need to actually finalize the file, and that's when I rename everything. You guys the same? Salute! I think I can still understand Moldovan and Romanian. I went back home last year to see family, and I pretty much understood everything, but I cannot speak it very well. Like, some memory remains of the language, but I'm just not gonna embarrass myself. spare your ears as well. But yeah, a lot of people get confused. First of all, not a lot of people know about what Moldova is, that it actually exists. And then very few people know where my last name comes from. So thank you for asking. Greetings from San Francisco. Hey Layla, how are you doing today? Hope all is well. The hair is looking really good so far. Thank you, Quicks. The day is doing great. It just started. It's 9 a.m. in Brisbane, Australia. It's a sunny day. Had my breakfast and I'm ready to sculpt. How about you? Hey, how's it going? Long time. Has Mossy settled in and gotten accustomed yet? So, you'll see her pop in and out throughout the stream. She's very much settled in. She is a weird cat. She loves belly rubs, to the point that she demands them. So that's sort of my part-time job after work or before work as well. Just giving her scratches and belly rubs. I'm not complaining. But yeah, because I have a noise gate on, you won't hear her, but she'll complain for the whole like 2.5 hours that I'll be streaming that I'm not with her. But what can you do? I want to stream as well. Well, I'm Armenian, so yeah, of course I recognize Armenian name. Well, makes sense. Hello, Hamka. Welcome, everyone. I really like this concept, so I hope I finish it. I'm planning on sending it back to character creator, as I said, but also after that rendering it out, and I want to make it in this super painterly style, something similar to what DreamWorks did with Puss in Boots, Last Wish. How painterly everything looked there. I really liked it. And I haven't tried that art style yet. I've played around with arcane art style a bit, with like Pixar-ish style as well, but never that one. So that would be a cool piece for a portfolio. It's about 4:17 p.m. here in San Francisco, just wrapping up some texture work. This week I got to work on some environment stuff, which was a nice change of pace, but we'll be getting back on some new character projects next week. Awesome! Yeah, sounds like a productive week. If you want to share anything, you're welcome to drop it in Discord. The link is down below. I'd like to see it. Oh, the link is not working to Ola. 1 second, I'll fix it. Okay. I'm just updating the name and like description of the stream. So we'll see if that does it. Come on. Okay. If you guys reload the stream, it might work now. You send the link, but YouTube blocked me. Yeah, I think there's certain level of moderation of what you guys can send in the chat, or just safety reasons. I'm sure you're fine, but some people tend to share harmful content, and we don't want that here. We're just here to sculpt characters. Okay, let me guys know if it works. Okay, cool, it works. Thank you. Ah, well, it's Roblox stuff, so probably can't share it, but there will be a new reference experience level for testing new avatar rigs coming out next week, so players will be able to see that soon enough. That's awesome. You can't send it here in the chat, but on Discord, in my community that's also linked down below, you can send it in like share your art thread, or what do you call it, sub channel. Such a grandma when it comes to Discord technology. I keep on repeating the same story every time, but the first month of me trying to use Discord, I kept on joining these voice chats and not realizing that I do. And like just popping in and out and like freaking out every time I did because I didn't know what voice chats were. And people would be saying like, oh, hello, and I'm like, how do I get out of here? I'm better now though. I'm happy to report that I no longer do that. The character you're sculpting is kind of a wimp. I don't think you should make him too manly. I'll give him large shoulders. Give him large shoulders. I'm going off this and matching it exactly. So I think we got the proportions right. Even though it might look like his shoulders are wide, once we drop them, I think it will look proportionally correct. So yeah, for now it looks very inflated. He's actually skinnier than that. But I haven't really focused on that area yet. I've done that plenty of times. Yeah. I'm glad to hear I'm not alone in this. Yeah, I've made my share of mistakes when starting a Discord server as well. Like forgetting to disable an option to allow anyone in the server to mention everyone, and the spammers took advantage of that. They'll fix now, but oh my god, I'm such a noob. Yeah, his hair is gonna take a while, so I wonder if that's what we focus on, or maybe we can model some hard surface today, like his ear pods, or what does he have there? A CD player on his hip. Got a really cool gorilla sticker. What do you guys want me to do out of the whole concept? Obviously there are a few things missing, and the cloth, all the cloth is still just in the blockout stage. Yeah, the classic crypto screenshot spam that happens in every Discord. Yes. So many spammers in Discord. I know. I wish there was a way to, I don't know, moderate it automatically, because it often happens when I'm asleep. But yeah, I only find out about those after I wake up, and it's been hours. You use a base mesh or start from a sphere, what's your workflow? Usually on this channel I start from a sphere, like almost all of my sculpts on this channel just from a sphere. This one, however, I wanted to hook up with Character Creator later down the line, and for that I used the Character Creator base mesh, and I'm trying to like establish my workflow of using Character Creator and ZBrush in tandem. So yeah, their base mesh is used here. I used to join so many Animal Crossing Discord servers just to trade items with other players and visiting other players' islands whenever they had good turnip prices at the general store. It's funny you mentioned that, because I recently got sucked into Animal Crossing again, and I just joined like free service last night to trade villagers, and I felt so weird because it's a cute, cozy little game about building your island retreat and inviting cute little animals to live there, and then there are Discord communities that trade little villagers in coins, in-game coins, not real money, but still it's like animal trafficking, Animal Crossing trafficking. I don't know, it's weird. But I was doing that last night. Which is a really hard concept to explain when you are on your phone with your parents. And they're like, how's Friday night going? And you're like, good? Playing a game? What were some of the biggest challenges when you were learning to sculpt humans? And still a challenge for me. I guess stylization wise, it was to hit the concept exactly, or close enough. Doesn't have to be one-to-one sometimes. But yeah, concept matching was hard. Just not knowing the normal, like, realistic human anatomy did make me make mistakes. So hard to explain, but when you're trying to create a character without a concept, so something that you came up with, and you start to like what's the word, like explore in ZBrush, and without that knowledge, without that base, you might end up making something that looks like an alien, or their proportions are all out of whack. I don't know if you know what I mean. The eyes are set a bit too deeply, or the limbs are too long, you know, stuff like that you learn by observing real human anatomy and then learning how to adapt that into stylization. So I do recommend learning real anatomy. By real, I mean like just human anatomy, not stylized. Even though it can be boring. Let's all, like, be honest with each other, right? Yeah, hands are tough. What about feet? I just put them in shoes and don't worry about them. Until I need to. Then I just get a lot of reference from anatomy for sculptures and just Google feet pics, as you do on the internet. Yeah, but jokes aside, reference is key. I could not work without reference. I've been making characters for, I don't know, like 6-7+ years. I still have reference on my other monitor at all times whenever I'm working. This is my preferred method of making hair, is having this rough block out on top and then putting strands on top, like clean strands, because everything that's here is not gonna be part of the final model. It's just there for the volume, for me to see where I need to place everything. More of like a proxy mesh or reference mesh, if you will. I remember at art school, while I was picking up the Anatomy for Artists books, some of my friends had the How to Draw Manga art books, lol. I mean, to each their own. Did they want to draw manga? Of course, you're working with references. All normal artists do, unless you have photographic memory. Not all, you would be surprised. Or some will work with like 3 or 4 pictures, and that's it. And in my experience, 3 or 4 pictures is not enough to get a full understanding of what the model needs to look like in 3D, especially with a model like this that has so many moving pieces. Like quite a few accessories, the clothing. Cloth is a whole other beast that you need to tackle, so I would create like a separate section with all the cloth parts. Cloth references and drapery and whatnot, which I haven't done yet, but I will. Layla, can I email you about starting a podcast and making a music album, cover art? I write lyrics, rap, and sing. Would that be something you're interested in? Do you sing or about uploading them? Not sure. I don't sing. Just for fun, sure, not professionally. And I've been on podcasts before, but not as a host. I can hear your accent from Moldova. It's noticeable to me, although it's subtle. Thank you. That's nice. People ask me about my accent because at Gameloft, where I work here, we have people from all over the world, but people usually have hard time pinpointing where I'm from. And then a lot of people don't know what Moldova is, which happens. But yeah, thank you. It's nice to hear. I used to be very self-conscious of my accent. I wanted to get rid of it. But then I realized that it's stupid. Because it's my heritage. Why would I want to get rid of my heritage? And I'm bilingual. It's awesome. I don't know. Knowing more than one language is awesome. So why would I hide it, right? Well, it was for our figure drawing class, so the instructor wanted us to pick up actual human anatomy books. But yes, nothing against manga style. I enjoy that art style as well. Fair enough. Well, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Maybe they just really love manga and they wanted to draw in that style straight away. And that kind of, what's the word? Blindsided them? Yeah. But yeah, you can't really learn proper anatomy from manga drawing books. Just a different thing. You can learn manga anatomy, I guess, or like manga style anatomy. They'll simplify it down into simpler shapes. Sure. Would help. I installed Unreal Engine a few days ago. It's brain scrambling. Any new 3D software will be brain scrambling. But good on you. Like, Unreal is nowadays one of the best excuse me, but one of the best software to know and to put on your CV. So it's good that you're learning. I'm having problems with YouTube, I think. I'm not seeing some of my messages come through. Strange. Oh. Weird. Yeah, I can't see any other messages from you either. What's up? Hello, RSNs. Welcome. Nice to see people from Discord. Familiar faces. Or should I say nicknames? Maybe when I try to post the concept art link, they think I'm a spammer. Oops. Oh no. If I could, I'd tell YouTube that you're not a spammer. But I can't. I'm sorry. The thing we could do would be and then disabling the line, and we can see all the clumps together as separate colors. Maybe we can do order groups as well to just make sure that every single one is a different color. Just fun to see when you're working, because hair takes such a long time. That I like to work on this rainbowy view sometimes. You delete the blockout first. Also, I feel like with this method, the blockout is always kind of a bit big, right? So then you start adding hair, it doesn't look proportionate. Yeah, I later adjust it, and you're right, it's gonna be a bit too big, but for now I'm just putting in the volume. Hi Layla, hello Sheriff, welcome. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm your target audience. I don't want to be coached by AI. Nah, thanks. Oh. What are the games that you guys have been playing recently? It's Animal Crossing, as I mentioned. Looking at the art station, I can tell you're a professional artist. You know what you're doing. You know your stuff. Thank you, Rishi. That's nice to hear. Although professional artist is a fun word, fun phrase, really. Because there isn't really like a time in your career when you're like given the stamp professional artist. I guess getting a job in the industry, does that count? Doesn't working like that also give you the ability to mask those specific folder groups if working with a bigger set of them is causing issues? You mean working with them split up, or you mean like merging them all together? I just like to see the colors, really, and to see them all together, the flow, where I'm placing everything. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Ooh, that's a really good Resident Evil. I recently watched the playthrough. I'm too chicken shit to do it myself, to play it myself, but I can watch other people play. Been playing Control. What's Control? And Max Payne 2. I don't know those games, but I feel like I should. Let me quickly Google. Looks cool. What's this about? The Control one. So say if I wanted to add more thickness to the baby blue part, I can add by using the polygroup section? To add thickness, I would just turn on backface mask and topological. And sorry, it's grabbing the wrong poly group. But yeah, I would add it like this. There you go, more thickness. I don't know how adding an extra poly group on top of the baby blue poly group would make it thicker. Maybe I'm not just following your train of thought. Pragmata, aka Dad Simulator. I want to play that one. Looks so cool. Then later I might try Saros. Looks pretty interesting. Okay, haven't heard of that one. I've started a mentorship with Firestorm. What do you think of them? Firestorm? Haven't seen their stuff. I think I know who works there. Models, right? No? No, different one. How do I Google Firestorm Studios or? Loading. Well, they've got, yeah. That's how I know. One of our streamers works for Firestorm, I believe. Heather. Courage. Yeah, that's how I know about them. I'm not sure. Sorry, I haven't heard enough things to assess really. Heather is cool. Interesting how you block out a character like General Rowan in the art station. Yeah, so that's my preferred method of making models, is from actual block out and then into detailing, but this one I'm trying something new. Oh yeah, Firestorm, I wish I had a hard Curtis stream. Yeah. Start placing some strands here. Have a rough idea in my head of what I want it to look like. You will adjust the size. See that it's affecting the silhouette. might grab these four. So, quick tip, if you want to grab a few things but you don't want to manually select them, well, the easiest way is because they have the same polygroup, it's Control-Shift clicking on them and you isolated them. Then you can mask them, unhide them, and reverse the mask. Or, imagine they were all different groups. The fastest way to do it is Control-Shift dragging this green rectangle over the area, just grabbing a few polys, and then Control-Shift-A to expand until it reaches the limit, like the border of each mesh. Control-Shift-A, and then same thing. Or if you just wanted to grab these two, so free, same thing. Control-Shift, drag, Control-Shift-A to expand. Okay, let's read about games, because I'm interested. I'm working on a retopo of my high poly right now, currently working on deading edge loops to get my hands, torso, and head pieces all together. Good luck. Good luck. I'm sending you all the patience and all the strength that I have. Control is a really weird and awesome story. Federal Bureau of Control, except unlike the FBI, they study and contain and protect the world from paranormal stuff. But they're really shady. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I'll have to check it out on Steam. Is it on Steam? What was your preferred method when you were learning how to sculpt faces' heads? Just finding a concept that I really liked of a head and sculpting it. Also participating in speed sculpt events with other people. There are lots of discords that do that, where you get together on like a certain day and everybody sculpts the same concept. And that way you can like look at other people's streams and compare it to yourself, see how they do things, maybe, I don't know, adapt something from their workflow to yours, or yours. Yeah, maybe that could help. The retopo brush is really such a game changer. I've had some crashing, but it's always if I'm working off symmetry or something. Right, the ZBrush one? Yeah, I tried it, it's really good. I think really not playing any games lately. Fair enough. I always taught go high to low. You mean in retopology? I usually go low to high, so I start out as blocky as possible and then I drop more edge loops later down the line. Especially with the curves of the head. Okay. Okay, that's a continuation of the Control game. You're playing as a badass by the name of Jessie Faden. She basically has superpowers, except she isn't a superhero. This sentence, playing as a badass by the name of Jessie Faden, she basically has superpowers, except she isn't a superhero, very much reminds me of infamous Second Son game that I played in 2015. It was such a fun experience from what I remember. Just controlling the main character with all the superpowers. It was really cool. As soon as you work well in a professional setting, you're a professional artist. If art is your job, you're a professional. I guess in that sense, I am. Just quickly make sure that my ZBrush is not out of bounds. I just noticed now. One second. Gonna quickly check something. Just my OBS looking kind of funny. Do you watch The Boys? I watched the first season. I remember liking it, but also I don't do very well with like blood and gore and violence. I get nauseous, so no, I didn't end up continuing to watch it. So right now I'm working on redirecting and making my edge loops good for animation and rigging. I'm a game design course, so happily I'm learning the ideal pipeline, but everyone's different. Right, animation and rigging is different from game. Wait. Good animation for games. Okay. So it's tricky because you can go from high to low, I guess, when you're working in animation field, like for cartoons or movies, so visual effects, stuff like that. But with games it's trickier because you have to find a good balance between optimization and proper deformation. But I'm sure you're in good hands. Next Saturday, my band will be playing a show for breast cancer benefit. Should be fun. Also, I just bought a new synthesizer, Nord Stage 4. So this will be my first show playing the new synth. That sounds amazing. So good that you're playing for charity as well. Also playing an instrument. I've been wanting to learn to play guitar for such a long time, but I just never do. Why? I don't know. I have resources, I have time-ish. Yeah, so... stylized hair, love those curly noodles. Yeah, I would know a thing or two about curly noodles. Really hard to sculpt hair like mine. Because the sense of direction is lost. Like my hair right now, very simple, but when I wash it, it's kind of like it has so many directions that it can flow, whereas straight hair or straight hairstyles usually have very clear directions and very really clear part lines, which I find I'm missing in curly hairstyles. So like this one, where is a part line? I don't know. I guess here because of the scarf that he's wearing, the bandana. Learning about taking high polish to low polish for baking purposes is a real big part of the curriculum as needed for the course. Yeah, that makes sense. Learning about how to bake and how to make low polish, it's good. Throughout the game, you'll develop more abilities like telekinesis, levitation, quick dashes, and many other stuff while wielding the service weapon, which can change forms into various guns. Whoa. Sounds like the design team on oh my god, I forget, what was it? Codex? No. Control, that's the one. They had a lot of fun designing the elements of the game, like weapons and abilities. I know you didn't mean me, but facts low. Our final project is all the programmers and artists making a game together. Such useful in studio experience, even on the microscopic scale. Microcosmic scale. Yeah, no, just learning how to collaborate. You would be surprised. Sometimes people make it in the field. They work in the studio, but they don't know how to work as part of the team, and it's important. And so yeah, if you could pick up that skill, that would be awesome. But it all comes down to your soft skills, right? Which are really important and should not be overlooked. I feel like a lot of studios, Gameloft included, take the process of like assessing the candidate's soft skills very seriously, and how good of a fit they would be for the team, all of that. Being able to collaborate regardless of your primary discipline is worth all the learning we do alone, in my opinion. For sure, I agree. What skill does it take to achieve photorealistic sculpts? Like you don't know if it's a pic or someone of a sculpture is rendered. In my experience, I can name like 5 artists that have achieved that level of high fidelity. It's a very hard skill. Obviously, there are more than 5 people that do realism, but like on the level that it's indistinguishable from a photograph, it's so hard. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I'm not a photorealistic or hyper-realistic artist. I have a lot of respect for them. Not my area of expertise though. I would say your observation skills are on the top of the list. It's how well you can find like discrepancies between images. And that comes from training your eyes to see what looks good and what looks bad on images. It sounds harsh, but basically just analyzing what makes an artwork good and what makes an artwork weak. We all make mistakes, but we can learn from them or we can learn from others. Okay. Practice a lot, no shortcut, kinda. Hold, can you sculpt me some hair? Sure, here you go. I'm sure this guy on the concept could spare some. Must be really hot with all of that hair. We can be shown the ideal pipeline until the presenter is blue in the face. It's really about taking what works and what doesn't for you at face value. Yeah, I agree. Right, your hair is so simple, just 10 million curly strands in all directions. Well, yeah. But what I mean is that I have a very distinct parting line and kind of just ends here. So it's a very typical hairstyle. Where other curly hairstyles that I've seen, they'll have like things like this, you know, where yes, it's coming from one point, but then it's just disappearing into nowhere. And it can be hard to translate that into stylization. That's what I mean. By the way, how would you make curly hair strands like yours? Using curve brushes would be pretty annoying. Trying not to think about that until I pick up a concept and face the unknown. How did I do it at work? I literally sculpted hair strands like that, not that coiled, but a bit more like irregular, so it's not just one uniform spiral, but it had variation in terms of width, in terms of like length, in terms of how much it goes out to each side. And then I made something like this, which is a 3D version of hair cards. So instead of having cards, it's actual geo. And imagine it being spirally. And then do a quick, yeah, I'll just quickly append the helix. Imagine that that's the curl. Yeah, so I'm like done with it, or maybe I'll just add a few modifications here and there, right? Cool. Let's say I'm happy with it. I just make sure that my gizmo or my transpose master, sorry, transpose tool, I always forget, confuse the two, is aligned with it. And then I go here and I say bend curve. Should I do it now? No, I'm gonna quickly scale it up, place it close to the character's head, duplicate it to make sure I have a copy, and bend curve, and add a few divisions like this. And then it's a rigged piece of geo, and you can place it wherever. And the best part is, if you drag this cone, it will add more control points. You can control it even more, and those points even allow you to scale it and twist it. I know, insane. So you can have a lot of control with it. That's how I would approach a curly hairstyle, even though it looks kind of like a croissant is stuck to his head. But you get the idea. Anyway. It only looks like that the case. That's the case. She actually has small clusters of good topologized hair. Like those big individual chunks actually all break down into smaller polygroups. Are you trying to analyze my hair from the webcam? I'll give you the name Ian Springs. Ian Springs is one of the first ones that comes to mind, yes. I'm assuming she'll only take smaller portions from there to get those smaller flyaways, considering she's not using like a hair card where she sculpts everything onto a flat plane. Yeah, I'm not gonna use hair cards for this one. I know Ian Springs takes lots and lots of photos of his subjects. Yeah, you need those if you want to replicate the model one-to-one. You junior? No. Need really good references to achieve perfect realism? Yes. I can see that you don't use folder to organize the subtools. Seems not necessary in your case. For now, I keep on splitting off hair, on and on and on. So until I'm happy with the hair and I combine it all, I'm not gonna clean up my subtool menu. It looks messy though, I know. Yeah, there's just there's no reason, because sometimes I'll have to like split them again into individual meshes, and sometimes I need to combine them again, and just to avoid the extra work. You know what they say, it's laziness that drives the progress or whatever. So yeah, I do that at the end. when I'm about to like save it for anyone on my team to access it if they need it, then I'm gonna clean it up and make it look good. But until then, I have a lot of hair. Okay. These 4 minus that one. I just want to bring them down a bit because they're starting to affect the silhouette, and I don't like that. I always thought use Lumi's proportions to get the base and then go from there, but that could just be the pipeline I was taught. What's Lumi's proportions? Ah, you mean the general, like how you draw traditionally? Like 7 heads or whatever. Yeah, so that doesn't really work with stylization. Well, it could if you adapt it, but I don't do that. I just make sure that my proportions align with the character on the concept. And that's why I tend to work with like full body concepts more. Because you can get the head looking as close as possible to the concept art, right? But if you forgot about the body and like it's all disproportionate, it will look weird, right? ZBrush is usually pretty good at giving you that low-poly base with extruding using symmetry. Yeah, usually, if you mean like lockout on the Z-sphere, sorry. I don't use Z-spheres. I know some people like it. I am allergic. I have a doctor's thing. Yeah, can't use Z-spheres. Ian Springs is the best at it rendering with Mighty 2 RTX 6000 workstation GPUs, if I'm correct. Wow, okay. Well, if you can afford it. Cool. Yeah, just like my profs, you make it look so easy. It's very cool. Thank you. It's really just overlaying your image on top of your mesh and seeing if it works or not. And then I'll add color and then I'll adjust proportions again because I'll be like, oh, messed up here. Color is really key. That's why I added on top very early on as well. Let's color some of these actually. There you go. His hair is starting to take shape. What do you guys think? Kinda looks like chocolate. I might be hungry. I'm in school still. Okay, sweet. It's really good time. I miss my time at school. The way that I upped my 3D skills significantly was using 3D scans. I have my 3D scan on my left and sculpting on my right, like a head, for example, or hand. That's really good. I do recommend using 3D scans, yes, for sure. Loomis wrote books about drawing anatomy, old but gold, classic school. Yeah, I thought so. I just didn't know that's what it was called. But thank you. If the character needs to open the mouth, are you gonna modify the state into mouth open, or you usually start with open mouth model? That's a good question. So because it started with a base mesh, it already has a very accommodating geometry here to open the mouth. And he actually has teeth if I turn him on. And tongue. Look at that. Nightmare fuel. You're welcome. If anyone is about to go to bed. Well, I'm the official sponsor of your nightmares tonight. Yeah, those are his teeth. We can even subdivide them. I'm not sure how he talks or eats anything with that thing. Like, I get that people get their lips pierced, but his is so thick. Oh my god. I mean, the piercing is so thick. I matched it to the concept. So yeah, for proper baking, I like to make sure that when the character has the mouth closed, the top lip is not penetrating the bottom lip and it's not going in, because otherwise you get ugly artifacts with AO and normals and pretty much all the other maps in Marmoset or Substance, whatever you use. Two workarounds. One, old school, is to paint out all the artifacts in Photoshop. Not ideal, but people still do that. Second one is just to open the mouth slightly on the high poly and the low poly. Bake it like this and then close it. You don't need to fully open the mouth. It can be just a little opening. Yep, look good so far, look good so far. Thank you. Allergy to Z-spheres? Oh my, if someone in the office scratched some Z-spheres and then came to you, would you be sneezing? Don't say that. That sounds scary. They should be more considerate. They should know that I have allergy to Z-spheres. No, that's... Not gonna happen. I let everyone know in the office. Since I'm a Chad, I don't sculpt from base meshes. I do it from a sphere. Okay, Chad. Base mesh is fine. Sphere is fine. It's different things that you want to achieve with those. So with spheres, why I use them is to learn anatomy and stylized anatomy specifically, and also up my skill in terms of block out of how I see shapes. So how I would see his chin would be like a tapered box that I would like modify to fit his jawline, and then the head would be a sphere, then the neck would be a cylinder, right? So that skill is cool. However, when you work in the office, you got no time for that. You are on a deadline, you're given a base mesh, and that's what you work with. So Chads or no Chads, doesn't matter at work. You just have a character to make. The hair with the white color as an accent looks awesome. Oh, wow, I thought it was still a Dynamesh face. Awesome and neat, thank you. Yeah, so it's because I'm working with Character Creator. It already has really good topology that I'm gonna use later on to animate them. And also it lets me do goofy things like this. May I see the polyframe again, if you don't mind? No, I don't mind. It's okay. It's not cleaned up yet. I usually like to, after I'm done sculpting it, and I'm like, okay, this is this stuff. I'll kind of make the, so I'll duplicate the body, set it to like level 2 or 3, and then activate the retopology brush on my topology, and I'll move stuff around to relax it a bit. Like for instance in here. This is not ideal. I would like to relax it a bit here and here. What else? Body. Haven't touched the body much, so I wouldn't worry about it now. Okay, let's go back to the hair. YouTube doing weird stuff for anyone else in the chat. For example, the guy who asked about the open mouth, I don't see. Sorry about that. Well, I have the chat on screen if that helps. If that's possible to even read. I know it's pretty small. Yes, not everyone's a chat like me. Yeah, to save time, you have to start using a base mesh. Yes. You got this. Thank you. Let's do some more hair. Oh, also, don't forget to save. Because it's been, what, an hour and 16 minutes since the beginning of the stream. And I'm yet to save once. Don't do that. Practice safe sculpting. Is it toy plastic mat on eyes or some custom? I think it's toy plastic, yes. I also used to have other cool materials for the eyes, but I lost them since migrating to the new version of ZBrush. I'll bring them back. They were ZBro materials, ZBro something. They had really good glint in the eyes. But toy plastic works 99% of the times for me. Awesome, thank you. Oh, good. Do you also do retopo and rigs? I only do retopo and I don't do rigging. I work with technical artists at work on a daily basis. Make sure that their lives are as easy as possible, even though they're not. But yeah, I work with riggers, I don't rig. I use Character Creator in my workflow when I'm doing personal stuff. And there, technically, I rig, but not on Maya, not like anything crazy. I could rig a character in Maya with like advanced skeleton. Will it look good? Maybe. Maybe not. I leave it to the people who actually studied hard to do that one job, you know? What? Do I encourage people to rig a character at least once in their lifetime? Yes, because it makes you such a better character artist once you know which things not to do, and that way your rigger will love you. You know what they say, happy rigger, happy life. Or something along those lines. Oh yeah, Zebra's really awesome for stylized characters, right? Yeah, Zebra made cool eyes mat, but one thing that is annoying me is that ZBrush doesn't load many custom mats. It's like 1 to 2 and they start to disappear. Really? Is there a limit? Because I don't really use any custom materials, like very rarely. But I remember having at least 3 ZBro eye reflection materials at my disposal at all times. So that's interesting that you're having problems. Okay. So before I forget about all those games that you guys recommended me. What was it? Control? I wanted to check out Pragmata. What were the other ones? Or is he talking about ZBrush specifically? Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. ZBrush has like dozen of them in the pack. You load ZBrush Clay, it shows in the mat list, then you load Eyes Mat and it's not adding but overwriting your clay mat. So you can load and keep 100. Can't load and keep 100 mats. Do you need 100 mats? I'm just saying. I usually replace the mats that I never use. I don't know if that's the proper way of doing it, but like some of these, because I don't use Redshift. Oh, wait. Can I replace them? Should be. So like some of these I'll never use. I never use red clay, so I just replace them. And then at the end, what do I do? I definitely save my configuration file and UI. I don't remember if it saves the materials as well. Maybe? I haven't done custom UI setting in a while because I've been working with the same UI for the past, I want to say 6 years, 5 years. Yeah, Control in Nier Automata, if you haven't already. Oh, I played Nier Automata. It's so good. I love it. And the soundtrack, I listen to it when I work. I'm a 3ds Max guy. I'm used to huge mat libraries. Got it. Fair enough. I never worked in 3ds Max. I know that people still do for like environments, but it's pretty much dead now, is it not? Correct me if I'm wrong. Red clay is for noobs starting out. It's not my preferred material of choice, and sometimes people don't know they can switch materials. It just doesn't give the best reflections, really. But some people like it. I've heard people discussing it online. By the way, does anyone here use those Redshift mats? At least one guy here. I used them when I used to have Redshift. I rendered some stuff in Redshift here, so I use them. Yes. But I just have a pipeline where I render stuff out either out of Marmoset or Unreal. I don't really use Redshift otherwise. What renderers do you guys use? Like engines or software? Or maybe you do offline rendering as well, like V-Ray or Arnold? I'm just curious. So when dragging out a hair strand like this, and then I scale it, but then you need to rotate to the side, and you see how thin it is? We don't want that. We want to add some thickness, some volume. So when looking at our model, because we're working in 3D, we're looking at it from all the angles possible, right? So by turning on the back face mask, we can adjust the silhouette of it, the thickness of it, in just a few clicks. And there you go. We'll have a nice little hair strand. So that's my preferred method of sculpting it. Because I see a lot of people using these pre-made hair packs, but they're not using them to their full advantage, which is sad. Okay. 3ds Max still rules, Arc, Viz, Market, and lots of rendering tasks. Fair enough. If you like it, you like it. V-Ray for life. I used V-Ray exclusively for years. I still like it a lot, but ever since migrating to online rendering, just all the time that you save, just not sitting in front of your computer waiting for it to finish rendering, finish denoising, I'm so happy. ZBrush clay set are just matte caps, right? And not standard materials? I think so? I haven't used them in a while, people in the chat. I use Arnold Schwarzenegger for rendering, he's a beast. Yes, matte caps. I use Redshift for commercial, but for fun and hobby I use Centileo, free and fast GP render available for Cinema 4D and 3ds Max. Never heard of it. Redshift is fast because it's unbiased. That's about the pros I can think of about it. Yeah, I remember reading about biased and unbiased rendering engines. Back in uni, we had to write a paper, and I was like, I'll do a paper about this. Don't remember a thing. Молдове привет, привет. Только я в Австралии. Но спасибо. I have ZBrush clay set 1 to 8 and 3 eye reflections. Seems to work. Fun. Привет, Садис. Спасибо. Привет, Одессе тоже. You should try. Maybe. Clay set 0. Maybe I'll check it out. Let me write it down again. Because I tend to forget. Wait, what should I try? Redshift? Or you mean Centileo? Centileo. Like that? Yeah, Centileo. Reflections. Got it all down. Free and it's easy. Nice. I like free. Like easy. Did you watch Hoppers? What are your thoughts on it? I liked it, but had a few issues with the ending. I am yet to see it. They even organized a viewing with my with my work colleagues. They went to see Hoppers, but I was away in New Zealand to see family and I missed it. But they said that they really liked it and I want to go see it. Do you recommend it? A lot of people said that it's Disney's return back to its formula of how they used to make movies, which sounds very promising. I'm a huge Pixar fan ever since I was a kid. Specifically Pixar. I remember liking Disney as well, and I had the VHS tapes with Disney. But for some reason, like Pixar movies stuck with me the most, and Pixar movies stuck with me the most, and also Ghibli studio work. How are we going on time? 1 hour and 30 minutes. Man, it's taking a while. But also, I'm a yapper today. While I have a chance, I wanted to ask you guys if any of you are in my Discord community, or if you're not even, doesn't matter. Would you be interested if I organized like a speed sculpt night? I've been wanting to host one for a while. And if you don't know what it is, it's like when you all get together and I give you the concept at the very start, so you don't know what it is, so no one cheats. And then we'll sit down and we sculpt for X amount of hours, like 2 to 3 hours. Then we show the result and we like support each other and hang out. This kind of format. Would you be interested? It didn't feel like a modern Pixar movie at all. It was a really fun watch with fun characters and great visual. Oh, cool. That's good to hear. I don't know anything about it except there is a... is it a beaver? As the main character? And then there is this lizard that does this. That's all I know. And I'm kind of happy about it because I hate to be spoiled stuff. I hate watching trailers. I like to go in blind. Well, do one and see how it goes. Yeah, well, it's... I want to gather community's feedback first, because I wouldn't want to host one and then one person shows up and then we'll still do it. I just want to be sure that there'll be some interest in it before I host it. I've just joined the 3D rabbit hole now. Thank you, Satria. I was part of the Discord, but I lost my account. I had to create a new one and we'll join again. Oh, cool. I think you got hacked, wasn't it? The speed sculpting is basically like work, but for free and on hard time limit. Sounds tempting. Yes. Doesn't it sound amazing? Yeah, so it is work, but I would pick a fun concept and it would not be the same thing every time, so we would try making different things. Maybe some armor one time, maybe a cute creature the other time, then like a cute concept of a girl, and then an animal, just to have some variety, and like put yourself out of the comfort zone, because I feel like we all tend to pick concepts that speak to us and they usually tend to be more or less the same. I don't know, it's me anyway. And then at work it's the same, because you usually work on a certain project, right? And every character or prop or environment, it's in the same like realm, right? And here you get to hang out, chat, or talk, because it's Discord voice chat. You can actually use your voice if you feel like it. If not, you can just join in silently, sculpt, show your stream. It's sort of a training on how to become a streamer, if that's your goal eventually. It's just to step over the fear of showing your work and showing your mistakes in front of a bunch of people. And it's great. Because, you know what I say? At the end of the day, when you're in bed falling asleep, looking at your ceiling. You only ever think about the things that you said wrong and something stupid that you did. And now imagine every single person in the world does that. Nobody ever thinks about other people. So messing up is not really that scary after that. When you'll host it, I need to pick a concept and we can do it like next weekend. I just need to maybe run a poll, see when people prefer to do it. Yeah, I want to be the next XQC. What's that? Chat, help me. Oh wow, Game of Brisbane. Are you Australian? No, I'm from Moldova, but I moved to New Zealand in 2017, lived there for about 8 years, and then migrated to Australia last year for a job at Game. The next XQC. What is that? A popular streamer? Okay, cool. Paul in Discord of ZBrush. Paul would be in my Discord called 3D Rabbit Hole. The link is down below, like it says Layla's links, and then there's a link tree and it says follow me here, follow me there, and then there's a Discord link. Have you visited Hobbit Village? So, don't hate me. In my 8 years there, I never visited the Hobbiton because I never really watched the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit series as a kid. I watched them as an adult, and so the magic of it, even though it was a beautiful movie, was gone for me. It's kind of like not growing up with Harry Potter movies or whatever else, like Narnia movies or Star Wars. I never watched them as a kid, so I never went to Hobbiton. I know it's someone's dream to go to New Zealand just to visit it, and I've seen photos. Lots of my friends went. It's a beautiful place. I just never did. But it's a question I get asked a lot, especially since moving here to Brisbane. A lot of my coworkers, they're like, have you been to Hobbiton? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. But I've heard great things about it. And it does look breathtaking from the pictures, like all the little houses, the green meadows, just like in the movie. If you're into that whole aesthetic of like medieval fantasy worlds, I think you would really enjoy it. It's funny. Yes, it's ironic. That I would move, well, like 17,000 kilometers away and never see it. But there are lots of other things to see in New Zealand, so I did that. He's the senior 3D character artist at the Game of, guys. Awesome, thank you for sharing to the community. You're welcome. I don't do anything spectacular. But I do love to share my knowledge, especially since now I do less character work at work because I recently became a lead, so now it's more about supervising and managing and providing feedback and yada yada yada. So I've been missing sculpting, so these streams are very much needed for me. Australia, I'd like to visit Steve Irwin's zoo, legendary. I don't believe it's in Brisbane, perhaps somewhat closer to Sydney or Melbourne. But yeah, that sounds great. Are you afraid of local Australian venomous creatures? Try not to think of them. We have spiders in the house. We live peacefully with them. They eat mosquitoes and other little bugs. We're cool. I'm just checking the corners. Yeah, I think I see one right there. Just spiders. They don't touch you if you don't touch them. Snakes, you can't find them in the city. Just not a thing. They don't crawl around. Yeah. Unless you go out on a hike somewhere outside the city, you won't see any venomous creatures, really. You get lots of possums in the city. What else? You can see kangaroos in the city. Like, not like near the skyscrapers or anything, but in more like suburbs outside the city. You can see them. What else? Koalas pay a visit every now and again. Lots of little birdies like ibises or kookaburras. If anything, moving to Australia made me want to sculpt animals from here, not be afraid of them. Not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. What creature is it? Why we climbed the ladder, a lead, more headaches. I don't mind it. Plus I'm an associate lead, which means like a junior lead. So I still get to sculpt characters, help like actually physically doing art, and learning along the way of how to provide constructive feedback, how to help people, how to motivate the team, all of that. I'm still learning. I used to see a lot of possums in Melbourne and suburbs. Yes, so I see them every night. They climb the what do you call them? The light poles, and the word escapes me. The things that conduct electricity and power at our homes. Australian spiders, just the size of a cow, so we try to live in peace with them, because otherwise we're doomed. Size of a cow? No. The biggest one I've seen was this big. koalas. You just reminded me of a scene in Zootopia 2 where the koala actually had an Australian accent. It was really funny and smart detail. I think Zootopia did a really fun thing where, depending on where the movie was shown, which cinema and which country, they did different reporters for the news reporters on like the TV inside the movie. So I think mooses were for Canada. Australia probably had a koala. What else? Yeah, I remember something like that. What was it called? Localization or... Yeah, there's a word for when movie studios do that. You get to say your sculpture sucks, do it again. No, no, you don't do that. First of all, that's not constructive feedback or criticism, and that's just gonna demotivate the person, and it's just you being mean. So I don't do that. Okay, maybe we could take this chunk here. Oh. Mask it, unmask it, and cheat a little bit. I'm just gonna control and drag it to create another layer. Because why not? And then maybe we'll just bend arc and we'll bend it this way. Panda for China, that's the one. Hello, Tixan, welcome. What if a person is proving hard to work with? That's a good question. Usually, you try your methods of, assessing the situation, dealing with them. If that doesn't work, or if it escalates, as in the person is being detrimental to the studio's balance and like work life, work peace, like just environment, you usually involve HR. That's not your area of expertise as a lead. That's why studios have HRs. Usually their involvement is for cases when it's really complicated and can't be solved by just talking to them, right? That shouldn't be the first step. Might be getting a bit too hairy. I don't know if it sounds right. I might delete a few. Those clean hair shapes look so nice. Thank you. Do you draw your own concepts? No, but I've been trying to pick up 2D recently by sketching, like what you call like life drawing, but from an image, so as opposed to actually having a model. I find images on Pinterest and I sketch them. I can show you guys 1 second. So by doing studies like these, ooh, my camera doesn't want to cooperate. How about now? Yeah, didn't think so. So things like this really help. Not only you practice your 2D skill, but you also practice flow and gesture, which really helps with posing characters. So just images of Pinterest. And I analyze them and I try to spend less than 10 minutes per drawing. Sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, the more extreme the poses, the more fun it is. Do you tell them to also get their sculpt on their way out? What do you mean? Traditional pencil gestures, nice, good luck with that. Yes, so that has been in the works, and also some iPad digital drawing, like learning Procreate. I don't know, I always like developing new art skills. Fun. No matter what the state of the industry is in. I just like art. Nope. Cat is here. You wanna say hi to the camera? To the stream? No? This is Mossy. Mossy? Chat? Mossy? Yeah, extreme poses are easier to draw? I don't know if it's easier. It's definitely more fun. Nice sketches, thank you. When you fire. To get their sculpt on the way out. No. People sign contracts at the start of the employment that anything that they do for the company becomes company's property. So you can't really take your sculpts with you and leave. Doesn't really work that way. They're saying hi to you, Mossy. I hate iPad pencil. Procreate is kind of nice app, but I'm a Wacom team. Fair enough. What a sweet little boy girl. This is Mossy, it's a girl. It was a joke. Okay. Gotcha. You never know. People ask me questions, I answer them. sometimes it's nice to take Sculptures Pro and kind of sketch out where you want your next lock to go. So I kind of want to have maybe one going here, second going there, because I feel like I've gone a bit too fine with my hair strands, so I might want to make them a bit larger. Let's block out some more. Let's put one here, put one there to kind of clump together, maybe one here, a few there. The reason I'm using Sculptures Pro is because it adapts geometry to your liking on the fly as you sculpt. So you don't need to use Dynamesh for this step. It's nice. Okay, I kind of have an idea. I mean, in terms of gestures, when you have a strong C-S curve, it's going blazing fast. True, true. It's easier to see it. Yeah. You just see it straight away, right? You analyze it, you're like, oh, C curve, S curve. Whereas with something more neutral, more static, yeah, it is a bit harder. Not gonna lie, I laughed when he asked that question. Fair enough. Because I know he was trolling. Okay. I wasn't sure, okay? Did you sculpt cats? I'm not strong on animals anatomy. It took me ages to get head shape correct. Have I ever sculpted cats? Oh, yeah. A while ago, one of my first ever big projects that I posted on ArtStation. Let me see if I still have it, because I might have taken it down. How old it is. I made it in 2017? Almost 10 years ago now. 9 years ago. And since then I haven't, so you're giving me some ideas for the speed sculpt. Sorry, just logging into my ArtStation, which is so hard now. You need to link it to your Epic Games account, then jump through all the hoops of are you a robot? And now, okay, we're in. Yes, so I sculpted a Bengal cat, which are one of the most expensive breeds of cats. And I made it all in Houdini, I think, because I was studying Houdini at the time. I'll try to show it. Okay, it's not showing it. Interesting. There you go. This was a cat that I made. I was super proud of the eyes, modeling the eyes. But looking back, there are lots of things to fix, and there was no roughness that I didn't know how to texture anything. I think I textured everything in Photoshop. I didn't know what substance was. Those were indeed dark times. Right, Mossy? You're wondering why I'm not working? It's because she is sitting on my keyboard. Oh, Looks pretty good. Thank you. I think fur is covering a lot of mistakes that I did with the anatomy. A little fur grooming going on there. So fun fact, originally I wanted to become a grooming artist. I know, sounds fun. So I did a lot of grooming. Even my character on my portfolio, the oldest one, the hippie guy with curly red hair, that was me trying to still be a groomer. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Weta Digital in New Zealand. I'm gonna be a grooming artist. And funnily enough, I actually ended up landing an interview with them, but it didn't work out because of my visa conditions. They needed someone that had a permit to work there, and I was on a student slash something else visa, and it wouldn't allow me to work. But could have been a junior there in another life. Hey, okay, I'm gonna move her. Hi. Now go. How did you switch from Houdini to ZBrush? Ooh, wild ride, that one. Because Houdini was one of the first software I ever learned. So the first one was Blender, then was Maya, then Houdini. For a while. Houdini. Then a bit of Maya, of Substance. Mudbox was a big one in 2016. Sculpted just in Mudbox, but I'm pretty sure it's dead now. And in 2017, I discovered ZBrush for the first time. Game changer. And I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to do grooming. Maybe I want to sculpt characters. And I started like dabbling in it a bit. And then there was a whole era when I was like, I'm gonna be an effects artist, making explosions. So I did that for a year or two. Hated that. Then switched to modeling and asset creation, and then switched to character modeling. So when people ask me, I'm not sure what I want to do, what should I do? Should I specialize in something? I'm like, do everything. You'll eventually arrive somewhere. Probably better to specialize and take on a specialization one at a time. Do you have artists that specialize in animal sculpting? Animal sculpting specifically, I don't know anyone personally. I know a really cool creature artist, Ashley A. Adams, that streams here. She has one of the best creatures I've ever seen. Like fantasy creatures, so good. Oh, the story of my life, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah. It does make you grow up faster. Not sure if it's a good thing or not, but dealing with visas from a relatively young age kind of just like makes you less scared of life, maybe? Because it's a pretty big thing, you know? It's a piece of paper, or nowadays it's just a digital piece of paper that lets you either stay or not stay in the country, right? It's denied. And you need to update it every couple of years. So yeah, fun times. But if I'm being serious, life in immigration is not for everyone. I would not recommend it because you end up missing your family a lot, your friends a lot, just your culture. I miss Moldovan food so much. I miss my family. And being on the other side of the world, where it's currently almost winter, where it's for them almost summer, disconnects you so much. But obviously there are good things too. Like amazing opportunities to travel, to see the world, to work at different companies. Australia is a beautiful, beautiful country, and I realize how privileged I am to live here. It's not all doom and gloom. Do you like michi, food with mustard? Chi. I've never heard of that. Is it a specific cuisine? Where is it from? Is it Australia? Ah. Sarmale, yeah. Just the cabbage rolls that are stuffed with rice, right? We call them different because I speak Russian, even though I'm from Moldova. My family was mixed, so we call them golubцы. Yeah, Armenia and Moldova, yes, but languages can be different. Oh, it's getting a bit too much on the side of the screen. Let me quickly turn off the chat. So I want to adjust the depth so this little strand doesn't sit so much on top. I want it to be flush against the surface. If I want to push it even more, I can push it in the negative, and that pushes it even further down, which is what I want right now. Thank you. Is Moldovan cuisine close to Ukrainian? My wife is Ukrainian, so I know a little bit. I would say so, yes. It has more similarities with Romanian, but the whole region of Romania, Ukraine, Moldova, what else, like Serbia, Belarus, Bulgaria, all of them have shared traits. Even Greece has a dish called spana kopita. I don't know if I butchered it or not, but basically it's a 1-to-1 to our dish called virtuta in Moldova. So sometimes, because Greek cuisine is pretty popular, at least in this side of the world, I can find something that tastes like home. It's really nice. It's the little things that you don't appreciate. I was such a brat when I was living back in Moldova. I was so picky with food. I wouldn't eat anything. Moved overseas, that cured it. Anything that reminds me of home now is a go. How about you guys? Are you, any of you, living away from home? Do you miss anything? What region of Moldova are you from? I'm from the capital, Chisinau. Chisinau? Depends on how you pronounce it in English. Okay, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Let me quickly check if someone's lined up after me, and I'm holding up the line. No. Okay, so next one is Eric Keller, and he is on in 2 hours and 7 minutes. And Eric is gonna potentially show something from like animals, biodiversity, and science, like nature sphere. Because some of you were asking about animals. Who knows? Maybe. But that's a wee while away. I'm American, so I'm glad hamburgers are international. Yes. My theory is grown-ups are just too lazy and busy to be picky with food. Maybe. I still find myself being picky though. I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. Kishinev. Yes, that's the correct spelling, even though it has some symbols that other languages don't use, like English. I reckon was called for another, I want to say 15 minutes, and then I'll be going to just take a break, maybe have some food, give Mossy some love, and then I might be back in my Discord server, just hanging out in the voice chat. So if you wanted to stop by and say hi, you're welcome to. Maybe you had some questions for me, I'll be there, most likely. Yes, the announcement about the speed sculpts, I'll just make it happen. I'll make it a poll. You can vote on there what day this will be, what time this will be, and I'll just make sure my schedule works to accommodate your guys' schedule, because I know we all live in different time zones. Australia being a weird one, especially if you're in the States, we probably have like 16 plus hours of difference, especially if you're on the other side of the coast. Yeah, that would be one of the largest time differences that I have with any other country. Which at some point, if it's like 19 plus hours, it almost makes it perfect. Because then it's so big that it's actually my morning here is your morning in the past, because Australia is in the future. That sounded really badass. I thought Eric was on Mondays. I just checked the ZBrush Live website, which you can check as well. Let me give you a link. There you go, chat. You can check who's coming up next. It says Eric. Yeah. Oh wait, was it 2 days or 2 hours? Ah, sorry, it's 2 days. I looked at the wrong thing. So it's 2 days, 7 hours. Never mind. You're right. Well, technically insects are animals, right? The language is similar to Polish. Yes. Well, Moldovan is similar, well, it's pretty much the same as Romanian. But I speak Russian because Moldova used to be part of the USSR, so a lot of the population still speaks it. And also my mom is Russian, but my dad is Moldovan, and I grew up in Moldova. But now I primarily speak English, and I kinda kissed goodbye to Russian in many ways. Grammar, for instance, it's pretty bad. No, Moldovan and Romanian language is different from Polish. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just trying to analyze from the perspective of language families. I wonder if they're in the same one or not. Polish might be Slavic though. I think it's Slavic, whereas Moldovan and Romanian are part of the... what's the family group? language group, sorry. Romance languages, that's the one. Okay. Interesting. It says due to the location, it has a significant number of loan words from neighboring Slavic languages, but we're not the same, obviously. Russian is very far from Polish. There are some similar sounding sounds. And obviously there's some shared vocabulary, but adapted into each language, so you cannot understand one another, but it sounds familiar. Oh, I wish I knew Polish though, because I'm a huge Witcher fan. That means I would be able to read the books in the original. Are you kidding me? Dream come true. And also play The Witcher 3 and 2 and 1 in Polish. What is the percentage of Russian speaking in Chisinau, the capital? I have no idea. I haven't been back, like living there in 8 years. And not like I really know the statistics. I don't know, I just know that people do speak it. In what capacity nowadays? Couldn't tell you. A lot of people will still assume that you need to know Moldovan, which I do. So they'll speak to you in Moldovan, you understand them, but you can reply in Russian sometimes and they'll understand you. It's a miracle how it works, but it doesn't. But it does, sorry. Right, Mercy. I actually started to learn a bit of Polish because of The Witcher. Oh, that's nice. Stop wiggling. Not a statistician, but a sculptor, yes. Yes. She loves to stare at the cursor as it moves along the screen, and then she hunts it down. Makes it hard to work on work from home days, but I could not complain. She's so cute. Look at Moshi. Yes, she's so precious. Especially when she lets me work. Okay, I think on that note, I'll be saying my goodbyes, since the access to my keyboard is now very limited. Let me quickly fill in. Sorry, she's biting my fingers. Let me quickly show you what we've got. Feliz Torres com muito sucesso. Spor Letrava. Merci muito. Bossy Boss says it's butt scratching break time. She is saying that with just her stare. She's like this. But thank you guys so much for joining me on the stream. It was a lot of fun chatting to you all, discussing all sorts of things. And I'll see you all here in 2 weeks' time. Same sculpt. I just want to continue working on him. Or also on my Discord, which the link to it is down below. Thank you for the stream. Have a good night, everyone, or morning or day. Exactly. Wherever you are, have a lovely rest of your day, night, morning, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.